Welcome back to Network Africa. Now, the Ghanaian Parliament has returned from recess today to consider 26 bills which were tabled for presentation. It was the fourth meeting of the third session of the sixth Parliament of the Fourth Republic. Here's a quick look at some of the bills which were tabled or said to have been tabled today. The Ghana School of Law Bill for 2016, the Legal Service Bill 2016, Road Safety Bill 2016, Tax Administration Bill, and the Electronic Communication Bill, the Presidential Transition Amendment Bill 2016, the Prison Service Bill 2016, among others. Now, the Ghana bills which are still being worked on are the Companies Bill 2013, the Petroleum Exploration and Production Bill, Whistleblower Amendment Bill 2015, the Ghana AIDS Commission Bill, Public Procurement Amendment Bill 2015, the Narcotics Control Commission Bill 2015, and Ghana Deposit Protection Bill 2015, among others. For more on the resumption or from recess by the Ghanaian Parliament, we go live to Accra, where Joy TV's Elton Brobby is standing by. Elton, thank you so much for joining us again on Network Africa.
Yes, you're welcome.
Well, could you just give us a picture of what happened today now that the Parliament has reconvened?
Well, today being the first day, not much apart from the presentation of some papers, but the expectation is that from tomorrow they will begin work on some of the issues outstanding from the last sitting that ended before the Christmas, festivities. So tomorrow they hope to pick up some of the issues and then go through them. I think key is the Immigration Service Bill, which was due for passage last year, but due to some administrative, issues, they had to move it to this particular session. So that is what they will be doing. But like you rightly said, some bills are up for presentation. But I think key among them will be Presidential Transition Amendment Bill 2016. And then we are also expecting the Attorney General to lay before Parliament on behalf of government a bill that would seek to amend 1992 to allow for the holding of the presidential and parliamentary elections in November, this particular, but instead of the 7th of December, that Ghana has holding the national. The thinking behind this bill is to ensure that we have enough time to allow transition after the election. So, but as we speak right now, the Attorney General has left Parliament, even though the term person of the Electoral Commission and government officials have all made it clear that elections will take place in November instead of December. But the process itself has yet to start. But then next week, what we've been told by the Speaker of Parliament is that the Ghana Parliament will be host the Italian Prime Minister, who will be in Ghana and among other things to address the Parliament of Ghana. But this particular session, which will last for just 9 weeks, the key issue on the agenda is the presentation, the State of the Nation address by President John Dramani Mahama, which will in the first week of February. Right after that, the House will use at least 1 month to the State of the Nation address before they will go on the day. Because we are in an election year, we will find most MPs in their constituencies campaigning ahead of the election instead of being in the House. Mm-hmm. What I'm told is that there's that kind of flexibility. They only give the matters to allow members to first go to their constituencies.
Well, Elton, you said not much happened today now that the Parliament reconvened, but my question is regarding these bills that were said to have been tabled today, the Ghana School of Law Bill, amongst others. What happened with them if they were actually tabled?
No, they were not. Indeed, what you read is what they expect to do within the 9 weeks that they will be sitting in Parliament. So usually I can tell you for a fact that some of the bills have been on the drawing board for over 2 years, but they are yet numbers of facts. So it's like that. The right to information bill, for instance, has been and out of Parliament in the last something. As far back as 2013, but we are yet to have a law. So even though you will find a communication that says that we are going to that at the end, most of them don't get that.
Well, we'll definitely reach out to you tomorrow, Elton, since you say from what you saw today that they might actually get to work tomorrow. But thank you so much for giving us that update. We appreciate your time. I've been speaking with Elton Bobby. He is a reporter with Joy TV Accra. Now, the United Nations is deeply concerned about the sharp increase in the number of overweight and obese children under the age of 5. The World Health Organization estimates that the number could skyrocket from 41 million to 70 million in the next 5 to 10 years. The United Nations is therefore calling on governments to significantly reduce the trend by encouraging healthy foods and physical activity.
So for 2014, it has been estimated that there are 41 million children who are overweight and obese under 5 years of age. 48% of these live in Asia and 25% in Africa, and the prevalence is on the rise.
We know that obese children have health problems as children. We know it interferes with their learning, but of course it puts a massive risk of diabetes, heart disease and problems as an adult. And when you put all that together in terms of the human capital and wealth of countries, childhood obesity is way up there as a major crisis which has not been recognised as the urgent crisis it is. There's no doubt that the private sector has had a major role to play in developing this highly processed, energy-dense, nutritional environment we all face now. But there's no reason why they can't play a positive role. We need the right combination of carrots to encourage them to make healthy foods and sticks to reduce their marketing and the penetration of non-healthy foods. We need that balance to be right because we need the food sector, the retail sector, to maintain food security in all.
Now, some of the reasons or causes of child obesity are as follows. It's due to the advertising of less healthy foods, variation in licensure regulations among childcare centers, no safe and appealing place in many communities to play or be active, and there's also a bit of limited access to healthy, affordable foods and greater availability of high energy dense foods and sugar sweetened beverages, and also increasing portion sizes. Now, just before we take our question of the day, it's important to know that Congo-Brazzaville's ruling party has been bitten again by the third-term bug and has named long-serving President Denis Sassou Nguesso as its candidate for elections due to be held in March. Last year, more than 92% of voters in a referendum approved constitutional changes that allow President Sassou to run for a third term. However, the opposition objects, describing that vote as a sham. And that is the basis for our question of the day. What are your thoughts about President Nguesso running for a third term? Feel free to send us your feedback either via email or Twitter. The address and handle are right there on your screen. Thank you so much for watching Network Africa on Channels Television. I'm Cynthia Are.